everyone. Today we're going to make my Thai salmon burgers, which is one of my favorite dishes right now on the blog. It uses fresh salmon, they're light, they're delicious. You can put it on the salad, put it in bun, and today we're going to put them in lettuce cups. So a lot of people are a little intimidated by salmon burgers because you go to sear them and they just fall apart. So I'm going to show you guys how to make perfect salmon burgers today, and they're filled with Thai flavors and you're going to love them. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a delicious, refreshing aioli to top on top of these spicy Thai salmon burgers. Okay, so this first step is super easy and it's super minimal ingredients because all the flavor comes from the Thai salmon burgers. And it's just half a cup of homemade mayonnaise. We're gonna do 2 cloves of garlic. Really, you just need about a tablespoon of fresh salmon, so I'm just gonna do half of one in here. And so now we're just gonna put this in the fridge until our salmon burgers are ready to be served. And we'll top these on our burgers when it's time. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take some fresh salmon and we're gonna pulse it up to make our fresh salmon patties. So I have 2 pounds of salmon here. Go to your seafood guy, ask him for 2 pounds of center cut salmon. Go ahead and ask him to cut off the skin, because when I do it myself, I end up wasting so much salmon. So ask the professionals to do what they do best. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take half of the salmon at a time, and I'm gonna just gently pulse it in my food processor. So I'm putting half of it in there. And now we have beautiful salmon for our salmon cakes. And we're just gonna keep doing that with this other half. Okay. Number 2. Perfect. And now I'm just going to put that in there, and then we're gonna get all the delicious ingredients that make this a Thai salmon burger. So the first thing I'm gonna do, my mom's Italian, we put garlic in everything, so we're gonna put 2 cloves of garlic into the salmon mixture. And then we have a couple of random ingredients that you guys ask me a lot about, so let's talk about it. First, bird's eye chili, also known as a Thai chili. You can use serrano pepper if you can't find it, just mince it up really fine. But what I do is when I see these guys, I grab the biggest handful, I stick them in a Ziploc bag, and I keep them in my freezer because they're sometimes hard to find. So they definitely add a way better flavor than any other chili pepper does in these Thai dishes, but I'm just doing 2 here. If you're a spicy fiend like me, go for 3, but don't let these little guys fool you. They are really spicy. So I'm putting 2 of those in there. I've sliced it super fine. And then some ginger. So this is another fun hack that I like to do. I've got a spoon here. When you use a peeler on ginger, you're probably gonna shave part of your finger off. So if you didn't know, a spoon pretty much does the same thing as a peeler does, but it's even more effective and it's less dangerous. So got that all peeled. You probably need about 1 inch of ginger, and I am just gonna grate that right into my salmon burgers. And I love the freshness and just like a little bit of spiciness that this adds to my burgers. And then moving on, lemongrass. Here's another tricky one. So usually it comes in a big stock, but at Whole Foods they sell like this. They're kind of already peeled. You want to get down to that white layer. The green stuff is not good to chew on. You want to bruise the lemongrass first to release some of the flavors. You could take a meat mallet or do like I'm doing here and just get aggressive with the knife. If there's any outer layers that feel kind of funky, I'm just going to do this outer layer right here. It feels crispy. It's not good to chew on. This part feels nice and tender. So I'm just gonna chop that up. And this gives it a nice citrusy flavor. I love the way lemongrass tastes, and it just makes your burgers taste fancy, and it's super simple. Add some of that fresh lemongrass right into there. And then we've got the shallot, which I like the shallot because it's kind of like a cross between a red onion, it's not as harsh, and garlic, which we already talked about that. I put garlic and everything. So we're gonna put a large shallot, finely chopped, right into the steamed burgers. That goes right in. Okay, and so one of my favorite things about Thai food is all of the fresh herbs that they put in everything. So we're just gonna follow their lead here and do what they do best. And I found all the herbs that I could find. We've got mint, cilantro, and Thai basil. If you can't find Thai basil, that's okay. You can use regular basil, but if you can find Thai basil, you can't beat it in a Thai dish. Last couple of things. Those are all the really flavorful things. This is what makes the burgers stay together. So we're gonna do an egg, but mix it up before you put it in there. It's really hard you'll find in a minute that it's kind of hard to get the patties to form in your hands. So I put a little bit of cassava flour in there. It's really good for binding. If you don't have cassava flour, you could use a tablespoon of arrowroot or tapioca, but I highly suggest cassava because it's a little bit more neutral in flavor, and it just really binds the burgers better. So I'm doing 2 tablespoons of cassava flour, and then the last 2 things, we're gonna do a teaspoon of kosher salt, a little bit of pepper, and 2 teaspoons of fish sauce. And this is what makes this burger really full of umami flavors. So 2 teaspoons of fish sauce. I use red fish sauce because it does not have added sugar. And now that I made a mess, we're gonna mix this up with a fork so that we don't destroy all of our beautiful salmon until it's all well combined. It smells like a Thai restaurant in here, and I'm not mad about it. It smells so good. Okay, so now that we've got that all formed, I'm going to get the last few ingredients so that we can form these patties and get them cooking. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get some almond flour. And this, again, just kind of helps bind it. And I like it because it adds a good crust on the edges of the burgers. So we've got just 1/4 cup going in there. We may or may not need more. We'll find out soon. Let's put that aside. And I am scooping up with a 1/2 cup measuring scoop the salmon mixture and getting our hands really dirty because that's what you do when you cook. And form these into patties the best that you can. And then we're just gonna gently kind of roll it in this almond flour. And I like the almond flour because it not only helps bind the burgers, it keeps them together while you're cooking them, it also adds a delicious crust on the edges. Form it one last time after you've rolled it in there to really set the shape. And then I have some parchment paper on a baking sheet, and we're just gonna keep at it until all these salmon burgers are formed. Okay, time for the last one, and we'll be all done. And as you can see, this makes 6 patties. Unless you want them smaller, do you. And that 1/4 cup ended up being just enough. So now that I've got all my patties formed, we're gonna sear these up and then we'll make our burgers. But first I'm gonna wash these hands. All right, now it's time to sear up these burger patties, and we do not want soggy salmon burgers, so let's talk about how to make them perfectly crispy and delicious. I've got a skillet over medium-high heat. It's already pretty hot. And I'm gonna put some avocado oil in there. I like using avocado oil in this recipe because we're gonna be searing them for quite some time, and this handles higher temperatures. You can use olive oil, it's fine if you do. So I am going to get this oil nice and hot. Do not put your salmon patties in not hot oil, or they will get soggy. You'll kind of see like it wrinkle a little bit, and that means it's ready. I'm going to gently pick up my salmon patties. If you need to just kind of press them just one more time to just make sure they're still in patty form, you can do that too. Gracefully put them in the skillet like I do. And you don't want to overcrowd the pan either. or else they won't have enough room to really sear all the way around. So I'm gonna do them in 2 batches, 3 at a time. Unless you have a really awesome giant skillet, go 2 batches. Got 3 of my salmon burgers right in. We're gonna not mess with them until the bottom has a nice crust. You can kind of tell by looking at the side. It'll probably be about 3 to 4 minutes per side. We'll flip them in just a second. Okay, so it's been about 3 minutes. So let's flip over this first one. They smell so good, by the way. Just gonna flip it over and sear up the other side until it's nice and brown. You can see it's golden brown, got a little crisp to it. Okay, now we're just gonna let the other side get nice and brown, and then we're gonna pull it and put it on this paper towel lined plate. I'll finish up our burgers in just a second. Okay, so it's been another 4 minutes. Pretty sure these salmon burgers are all ready to go. So I'm just gonna slide those off. Ooh, and put them on a paper towel lined plate, and then do the next batch. All of our burgers are ready to go. Now we just have to plate them, and it's time to eat. Okay, so our salmon burgers are all ready to go, and now it's time to assemble them. Like I said before, you can do so many different things with these patties. Put them on the salad, put them over rice, make rice bowls, put them in buns, just classic burger style, but since we're gonna keep these WHOLE30 today, I am gonna use some butter lettuce leaves as my bun. So, I'm gonna put 2 on the bottom. That's my hack for making them super crispy. Grab my salmon burger right on top. This delicious aioli. It's gonna be so good. And now time for the garnish, which you can have fun with it. I'm gonna do a little bit of creamy avocado, some radishes for a little bit of crunch. My favorite part, all the herbs. And we're just topping it with the same thing that's inside the burger. So we've got the Thai basil, cilantro, a little bit of mint. And now we have a delicious salmon burger. I'm not promising it's not gonna get messy, but I've gotta taste it. That's the whole fun. It's delicious. I'll tell y'all that it's the best thing ever. And you have to try these. They're super easy. There are quite a few steps to it, but overall, it's a very simple dish to make, full of flavor, and they're sure to impress your guests. So hopefully you guys enjoyed making these Thai salmon burgers in your home too.